Hello everyone, I want to thank you for joining me this evening. This is Gary Brady, joining you from Normal, Illinois. My wife Marla and I are star ambassadors with the VEMMA Corporation, and tonight we're going to share with you the VEMMA product and opportunity and our team's very simple concept of take a shot, tell two. My wife and I were introduced to this wonderful product and opportunity about 5.5 years ago by our very close friends Ruth and Jeff Elliott. We'd met them at church and they shared this great product with us, and to us the product seemed like kind of a no-brainer. It was liquid, it tasted good, came with a money-back guarantee, and it was a complete supplement, meaning I didn't have to take a handful of pills anymore. I simply drank 2 ounces of liquid a day. And at the time, we were $70,000 in credit card debt, student loan debt, behind on house payment and car payment, so we were very interested in an opportunity. And the thing that really attracted us to VEMMA was the fact there was no membership fees, no enrollment fees, no direct selling. I mean, we didn't buy the product and mark it up and go sell it to our friends. We simply consumed a great product and then shared with people that we cared about. And because of that, it's allowed two very ordinary people to develop an extraordinary income. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Really what you do when you start with VEMMA is you're forming a partnership between the product, the company, and you. Now the product has one simple job, and that is to deliver results. And over the last 5.5 years, we've seen that it does an amazing job at that. Now we don't claim that VEMMA will cure, heal, or treat any disease. What we believe is when you give the body the proper nutrition in a liquid form that it can absorb and use, it will do amazing things to heal itself. The company does most of the hard work. They make the product, they ship the product, they do the clinical studies, they create and maintain our websites, which they provide to us free of charge. They pay members weekly, which is nice, and they exchange the money, meaning we are not VEMMA salesmen. We don't buy the product and mark it up and go sell it to our friends or have them write us checks or pay us cash, or we run product all over town. All we simply do is share from the heart people a great product and opportunity. They want to try it, we go on our website, place an order, they pay VEMMA, VEMMA ships the product right to their door. Now you, the member, our role is pretty simply. We simply qualify with a momentum bonus qualifying order and find 2 people willing to do the same, and we'll cover that here in a minute. What we're going to focus on is the VEMMA Original Formula, what we call our flagship product, because VEMMA is our product. Now, as you can see, we have different generational delivery systems, but the VEMMA product, when the company started back in November of 2004, that's what we started with, and it's the basis of all of our products. As you can see, it comes a couple different ways. You can get 2 big bottles, which are 2 32-ounce bottles, and you get a little 2-ounce glass that comes with it, so you consume 2 ounces of it a day. That's the recommended daily dose, and it's got all your nutritional value that you need. It also comes in little 2-ounce bottles, which we call V2s. Those are great for people that are on the go. They're great for convenience, people that are traveling, but they're also great for samples because people always wonder, what does it taste like? Now, because the formula is so great, the company thought we need to find a way to get this into more people's bodies. And so what they came up with are what we call generational delivery systems. The product on the left, that's VEMMA Next. Now, regular VEMMA is perfectly safe for children. They just take a smaller dose. The recommended dose is 1 ounce. We have 3 children, 13, 10, and 2, that they all take the regular VEMMA product, and the littlest one now, she takes VEMMA Next because it's designed for children her age. It has DHA, and it also has a prebiotic, and it has kind of a fresh squeezed orange juice taste, so we love to put it in a cup for her with a little bit of water. She loves her juice. Matter of fact, she wants to drink it more than once a day. The 2 products in the middle, those are our Verve Energy products. The one on the left is an 8-ounce lightly carbonated beverage, and it has an energy blend similar to about a cup of coffee along with your 2 ounces of VEMMA. The one on the right, that's our Verve Power Shot. It's 3 ounces, non-carbonated, and it has your 2 ounces of VEMMA in an energy blend equivalent to about 2 cups of coffee, and they both come in regular and sugar-free. And then the product on the end, that is VEMMA Thirst, and that's a hydration product. As you can see, it comes in a little pouch, and you add it to water. So you put that in 16, 20 ounces of water, shake it up. It's kind of a hydration product. It's great for after you work out, maybe you work in the yard. Some people like to just sip on it throughout the day. It's going to give you your 2 ounces of VEMMA, but it also gives you 4 electrolytes, which is twice as many as your typical sports drinks without all the added sugar and corn syrup and everything else that the typical sports drinks have in them. You're probably wondering, what is VEMMA? VEMMA is an acronym. It stands for Vitamins, Essential Minerals, Mangosteen, Aloe Vera. The product also contains green tea. As you can see, it has 12 full-spectrum vitamins, 65 plant-sourced, water-soluble ionic minerals. And the importance of that is they're from a plant source. That way your body gets the minerals the way nature intended. Being ionic, meaning they're already broken down for your body. And water soluble, meaning your body's going to take what it needs and it's going to get rid of the rest. Aloe vera, which is probably a lot of people have heard of putting it on topically, but taken internally, it helps balance out the pH system in the body. It also improves cellular communication. Green tea is an extra antioxidant, and then the mangosteen fruit is a small tropical fruit that grows in Southeast Asia. It's not related at all to the mango. It's actually known as the queen of fruits where it grows, but the special part is in the rind, and that's where the xanthones are at. And I'm not going to go into a science lesson on xanthones, but what we found is some are antibacterial, some are antifungal. They're very, very powerful anti-inflammatories. They boost the immune system. And that was what was shown in our clinical studies that were conducted by Brunswick Laboratory in Boston. So a third party did them. And if you're really interested in the science aspect, get with the person that shared this with you, and they'll be able to get those studies to you. They'll be able to email them to you where you can see the clinical studies. But I think for most people, what they really relate to is the person that shares this with them, hearing their own personal story, and then hearing other people's personal stories about the great results that they've received. As you can see at the bottom, there's our doctor who formulates our product, Dr. Yibing Wang. He's an MD, practiced internal medicine in Taiwan, so he's very, very familiar with the mangosteen fruit, where they use the mangosteen still as a natural medicine there. And he also went to LSU here in the United States, got a degree in biochemistry, and he specializes in product formulation. So we have an on-staff MD PhD that actually formulates the product and does all the quality control. To me, this is the most powerful slide of everything on here as far as the product is concerned, because I think for most people, you can read the back of the bottle and you can see it has this much vitamin A or this percentage of vitamin C. That doesn't really register with a lot of people. I know it didn't with me, because when I heard about this, I thought, you know, I eat pretty good. But then I saw this picture to see the nutritional equivalent you'd have to eat every single day to get what's in 2 ounces of VEMMA. And I thought, you know, I eat pretty good, but I know I don't eat all that every day. And when you actually would buy that, it costs you about $180 a day to purchase that much food to get the same nutritional value that's in 2 ounces of VEMMA. And so I'm not saying that VEMMA is a replacement for eating right or taking care of yourself or living a healthy lifestyle. What it's going to do is fill in all those nutritional gaps that we all have because we're busy, we're on the go. The food quality is just not as good as it used to be. I know, especially with my kids, it's hard to get them to eat things that are good for them. So at least when they're taking their VEMMA, I know we're filling in those nutritional gaps, because when I looked at this, I realized I don't eat 2.5 oranges a day. I don't eat 55 eggs or 20 bananas, 4 pounds of cheese, 2.5 large watermelons, and I don't think anyone does. Just the power of the fact that I would have had to consume all that food every single day to get what was in my 2 ounces of VEMMA, I realized, you know what, this is a great product. Now, because the product is so great, the company relies on word-of-mouth sales or a referral system to advertise the product. A lot of people ask, why don't you have it in traditional stores or traditional marketing? There's 2 different ways you can bring a product to market. One is to spend millions of dollars and on traditional advertising, hope someone buys your product, or the way that VEMMA chose, the product is so great, they rely on word-of-mouth sales for people to simply share their own personal stories with people they know, and you're able to develop a income that may offset the cost of your product. It allows you to create a part-time or a full-time income. One of the things that network marketing offers, it was talked about in the Business of the 21st Century by Robert Kiyosaki. Probably a lot of you have heard of him. He wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and a lot of other bestsellers. But what he talks about is developing an asset, something that's going to pay you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, where you're not trading time for money. I know that when I used to drive a truck, I was trading time for money. I was limited by the amount of time that I had and by how much money they were willing to pay me an hour. And I think for everyone that I talk to that works for someone else, you realize you're trading time for money. Or if you're self-employed, you're always trading time for money, and you're limited by the amount of time that you have and the amount of money that people are willing to pay you. What he talks about is keeping your full-time job, keeping that full-time income, but developing a part-time income, something through network marketing that will allow you to develop another revenue stream in your household. And he talks about network marketing being the business of the 21st century because it allows you to do that. He talks about how if he went back and did it over again, he wouldn't start a traditional business where you're investing a lot of time, a lot of money with a lot of risk to have success. You're simply starting this with a very, very part-time effort with a very minimal investment, which really the only thing you're investing in is your own health. The real concept of network marketing is, would you rather have $1 million or a penny doubled every day? When I first heard this, I thought, well, I'd rather have $1 million. I missed part of the message, penny doubled every day, not a penny every day, because I was thinking $1 million is better than 30 cents. And when I missed part of that message, I missed the fact that in 30 days, a penny doubled every day would be $5.3 million. I didn't understand networking. I didn't understand compounding. But you can see how days, on the left side of the column, it's not that impressive. The fact that day 1 to day 17, you can see the income is growing very slowly. But you can see what happens on the right side of the column when you start networking, when you start seeing that compounding effect, kind of like a big snowball rolling downhill. You can see what happens. That's the concept of network marketing. Would you rather be paid 100% of your effort or 1% of 100 people's effort? That's a quote by J. Paul Getty, the famous billionaire. And when I first saw that, I realized why I always struggled financially. Even though I'd started working at 13, when I first introduced network marketing when I was 31, I'd worked very hard for 18 years. I was being paid on 100% of my effort, which one thing it allowed me to do really was to get in debt and have a lot of payment books. What I realized quickly about network marketing was I was still going to put in 100% of my own effort, but I was developing a team or a network of people that were passionate about a product and opportunity where we were all going to benefit a small percentage of each other's efforts. By developing a team, we are all very much more powerful. Would you rather be paid to sell a vacuum or paid every time a person vacuums? Now, probably for some people, you'd be better off whenever they bought the vacuum because maybe they don't vacuum very often. But I'm going to say for most people, you're better off to be paid every time they vacuum. And in our business, would you rather be paid to sell VEMMA one time or paid every time a person consumes their own monthly product? And I can tell you after doing this, what we do is not sales. We simply share with people. We develop a network of team or a team of people that are passionate about this product and opportunity and want to share it with others. This is a great example of word-of-mouth advertising. You probably realize that when a new movie comes out, the studios spend millions and millions of dollars promoting the movies. That's kind of like sales. That's done as traditional advertising. So before the movie is released, really what happens the first week when they're released is that's all based on sales because no one has seen the movie yet. And as you can see, the opening weekend of Bruno, which probably most of you have never heard of, it was over $30 million. Probably the movie on the right everyone's heard of, Titanic. You can see that Bruno actually had a larger opening weekend than Titanic. So obviously Bruno did a better job of advertising up front with traditional advertising than Titanic did. But what happens after that? Word of mouth sales. You go to see Bruno, someone asks you about it, and say, oh man, don't go see that. That's a terrible movie. It's a waste of money. Whereas everybody that went and saw Titanic told people, you've got to go see this movie. It's fantastic. A lot of people went and saw it several times. And so you can see what happened with the domestic gross. Bruno finished with $60 million. Titanic finished as one of the largest movies of all time, over $600 million. And so you can see the difference between word-of-mouth advertising and traditional advertising. You can see the difference. And a lot of times we talk about that with this. If you see a good movie, you read a good book, you eat at a good restaurant, you simply share it with people that you know because you want them to benefit from it also. Our product works very much the same way. So what are the advantages of VEMMA? I know there's a lot of different companies out there, whether they call themselves network marketing, multi-level marketing, direct sales, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of them out there. So what's the difference between VEMMA and some of the others? I can tell you what attracted my wife and I was the free membership, the free website, only 2 lines of sponsorship, and we'll talk about that here in a minute, where you're simply developing 2 teams of people. You hear the term multi-level marketing. The term multi means every new person you start, you're starting a whole new team of people, and then you're not paid on volume to infinity like you are with VEMMA. You're only paid down a certain number of levels. You're paid a different percentage at every level. That's why it's called multi-level marketing. Multi, you got several teams of people. Level, meaning you're paid a different percentage on each level. With VEMMA, we simply developed 2 teams of people, and we're paid on volume to infinity. And I'm going to go ahead and cover one of the top objections that we hear, and that is, this sounds like a pyramid. And I think what people mean by that is if you drew it out on paper, it would look like a pyramid or a triangle. And every business in the world, if you drew it out on paper, would look like a pyramid or a triangle. You've got the owner of the company. You got a president. You've got some vice presidents. You got regional managers. You got local managers. You got everybody that works for them. So if you drew that out on paper, it would look like a pyramid or a triangle. It's called corporate America. It's a basic business structure. Almost every business in the world, when drawn on paper, would look like that. What people are talking about is an illegal pyramid. An illegal pyramid is when there's no viable product or service that actually exchanges hands. That makes it an illegal pyramid. Your money is earned by recruiting fees or membership fees, website charges. The only thing exchanging hand is money. Whereas with VEMMA, the only time a bonus is paid is when someone actually purchases the product. So VEMMA pays 8 total bonuses. Now you could start on a 1-pack and you would get what we call a fast start bonus, which is simply a referral bonus. It's kind of the company's way of saying thank you for sharing our product with others, and by doing that you're really not in business, but it gives you an opportunity maybe to offset the cost of your product a little bit. Now when you place a momentum bonus qualifying order, you can see that you qualify for all 8 bonuses. And we're not going to go through all of them, but you can see the one that turned orange. That's the cycle bonus. That's our biggest bonus, and that is the one where you develop your residual income. It's based on the total volume of your whole organization. Like, use my wife and I as an example. We've shared VEMMA with about 60 total people over 5.5 years. Of that, we have 6 of those that really pursue this as an opportunity. Those 6 have turned into over 40,000 people worldwide, but each of them have only shared with 20 to 30 people. So we didn't find 6 people who went out and did a ton. We found 6 people that simply got passionate about a product and opportunity and shared with the people closest to them and then helped them do the exact same thing. So now from really finding 6 people that are passionate about this, we've developed a very, as I said before, an extraordinary income for very ordinary people. So the number one question we get is, how do I get my VEMMA paid for? The answer is our team's simple concept of take a shot, tell 2. Take a shot means consume your VEMMA every single day and then find 2 people willing to do the same. Now the company has a special bonus called a momentum bonus, and what that is, it's going to allow you to offset the cost of your product quicker. So you place a momentum bonus qualifying order, you find 2 people willing to do the same. Now this is where networking comes in. We're going to help those 2 people share with 2 people that they think could benefit from this product and opportunity. So now you found 2 people, you're generating volume from 6. And then we're going to help one of those 2 do the exact same thing. So now in this picture, you found 2 people, but you're now generating enough volume from 10 people because you found 2 that found 2, and one of those found 2. You're going to do what we call 2 cycles, which is what we just talked about. A cycle is going to pay you about $48 for 2 cycles. The company is going to put in a momentum bonus up to $100, which the total is going to be $148, which now allows you to get your product paid for. So how do you create a part-time or a full-time income? The answer again, take a shot, tell 2. Now those people that you shared with, they're going to want to share it with others. They're going to want to get their product paid for. That's where the networking takes over. And kind of the penny doubled every day, but showing you with people. You can see in week 1 you have 2 people. Week 2 you add 4. Week 3 you add 8. See, still kind of slow. But by week 6 you can see you have 78 total people in your organization. And in just 8 weeks you would have 510 brand partners on a momentum bonus qualifying order, which would equal about a $2,800 monthly residual income. Now, I'm going to tell you, it'll actually be a lot more than that, but we would rather under-promise and over-deliver. A couple things I want to point out here. Probably no one's business is going to look like 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. We know that some people will never share this with anyone. We know that some people will share with a lot more than 2 people. I just want to give you the basic idea of networking of you found 2 people who found 2, and we helped them each find 2. You don't have to go out and find a whole bunch of people yourself. That would be sales. Through networking and working smart, you're able to increase your earning power by simply helping other people succeed. And also I want you to realize VEMMA simply pays on total volume. They don't care if you develop this business structure in 8 days, 8 weeks, 8 months, or 8 years. Every time you have 500 brand partners on a momentum bonus qualifying order, they're going to pay you a $2,800 monthly residual income. And then every Thursday you get an email that says, congratulations, you got paid. And I'll tell you, it's exciting when you receive this email, but it's even more exciting when the people you shared this with, and now you're helping them share with others, they start getting this email. Now they're excited because they're getting their product paid for. So how do you get started? I want you to connect back with the person that invites you to view this presentation and let them know you want to place a momentum bonus qualifying order, and you can see the information they're going to need: name, address, phone number, email address, credit, debit card information. The reason for that again is because we're not salesmen. We don't take checks. We don't collect cash. They're going to go on our website, place an order with VEMMA, and they're going to ship the product directly to your door. Really, that is what we recommend you start with. You can see the picture there. The 2 large bottles of VEMMA, which would be your own product to consume on a daily basis. And then what we call a V2 fridge brick. That gives you 30 small bottles. It will allow you to maybe take some on the go with you, or if you're traveling, but for samples. Because your next step is you're going to want to connect to the Take a Shot Tell 2 system, which you can go to takeashot tell2.com and There's actually a recorded presentation there that you'll be able to watch, and you can get a book and 4 CDs, or 3 CDs actually, in a DVD that will really walk you through how simple our system is, and get with the person that introduced this to you, and they'll be able to connect you with that. And then you're going to invite 2 people to the next presentation. And it could be as simple as a 3-way phone call. It could be going to take a shot till 2 and watching a recorded presentation. It could be a live presentation. It could be meeting somebody for a cup of coffee. But you want to invite 2 people to hear about this wonderful product and opportunity. And then you want to get connected. Every Monday night we have a call, kind of a testimonial call. People will be sharing their own great product results. Again, we don't claim VEMMA is going to cure, heal, or treat anything, just people sharing their own personal results. And then Saturday mornings at 10 o'clock Central Time, you can see that we have a leadership call. That's designed more for people that are interested in pursuing this as an opportunity, really just a way to connect with people that are a little further along in the journey, that are able to educate you and help you become successful. Attend your local, regional, and corporate events. But the last thing, have fun. I can tell you, over the last 5.5 years, my wife and I have just had a ball doing this, because we get to meet new people all the time. We get to hear great product results people have had. We have people that are retired that are able to supplement their retirement income or their Social Security income. We have stay-at-home moms that are able to bring more income into the house. We have moms that are working outside the home that have been able to come home and work, stay home with their kids. We have people that become financially free. We have people that have been able to get out of debt. So it's so much fun to work with those people and hear their stories. And so what we recommend, again, is if you're a person that was invited to watch this webinar, please get back with the person that invited you to watch it. Let them know you want to place your momentum bonus qualifying order. And then if you invited someone to watch this, please follow up with them and find out if they have any questions. They probably will. And show them how simple it is to share this with 2 people to get their business started. So thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful evening, and we will talk to you soon.